Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Angie.
And together we are TwinFinity.
We are twin flames back with our new series called Creating Union. Again, this is our series about not just creating union with your twin, but more importantly, creating union with yourself. So it's all about, first and foremost, creating union within, then with your twin as well, if that's something you desire. But also it's just creating union with everything and everyone, because we're moving into more of a unity consciousness world. So these are tips that can help you on any level of life. So this time we're going to be talking about tips to healing.
Yes. Now, this one's a little bit of a tough one for me because I didn't do a lot of direct healing work. I didn't do a lot of direct any kind of work, really. But this one is going to be more Angie's forte. But I do have some stuff to add along the way for sure. And I also want to comment, I'm on the blue side today. Yay.
Yeah, we switched sides.
We switched sides.
Because
Now,
we like to.
we didn't check. Maybe the hearts switched sides too, and I didn't know it. I might have still been on the blue side last time, but I'm on this
I
side.
don't even know.
I think I was on the blue side last time too.
That's funny.
Ah,
We're funny people.
the variables in life.
Strange people.
We have a lot of fun.
Yes. Now, I was going to say this at the end of the video, and I might say it again just to reiterate it, but I'm going to say it now because of what Rob just said is brilliant. The fact that he didn't do conscious healing, physical, like thought out healing like I did, and that is quite okay. It's so good for us to remember that everybody heals differently. There's no one way to heal, and there's no wrong way to heal. So you might be doing all this work and then thinking, but my twin's not doing this, so how are we ever going to get to union? It's okay, because we all heal in our own ways. And often the masculine energy, whether that's in a male body or a female body, doesn't matter. The masculine energy heals very differently than the feminine energy. The feminine energy is usually the one that heals in a lot of the ways that we might be suggesting, while the masculine just kind of goes about life sometimes and they get their healing inadvertently.
I'd like to just change that just a little bit from what you said. In the world of business, especially the world of business that I come from, there's a little mantra that says you learn by either one of two ways. When it embarrasses you or it costs you money. So a lot of times the masculine is out there living life, taking our kicks and our licks, and learning through various forms of experience. And experience is one of the many ways of getting self-improvement. Sometimes you don't go out and seek the advice of others. Sometimes you just go out there and get kicked around a little bit and decide what works for you and what doesn't. So as masculines sometimes go, we're just out there bumbling about, learning what works and what doesn't work. And through that growth, maybe we're avoiding damage and therefore healing by not experiencing bad things that we've experienced before through experience.
Right out of the masculine's mouth. Ta-da.
Okay.
So remember too, these tips that we're offering, all of these different videos are each going to have, our goal is 5 tips in each one. And they can be watched in any, not level, but what's the word I'm trying to say? Any order.
In any order.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's no, it's not like you heal step A, step B, step C. We're always healing, right? We're always growing. So you might come back to a video from previous and go, oh, that's what I need to hear right now. So just be aware that, it's not like we're putting these videos in a specific order for a specific reason, because that's how you heal and that's how you grow. And that's how you get to union. No.
You can watch them the same one many times, or eventually there's going to be a whole series. But it's, as Angie said, not in order. It's just all information.
Yeah. So on that note, what was that?
I don't know.
We just had a little pop sound.
Something just went pop behind us. That's okay.
Couch starts on fire. We're going to have to quit the video.
Okay. Either that or else I'll just put out the fire and turn off our hearts. Aw, no, I won't do that.
No.
No,
Okay.
I think something just settled behind us.
I need my notes. I have a lot of stuff written out because I have a lot to share, and sometimes I have to still have notes to remember it all.
We need notes.
Yes, we do. So 5 tips to healing. And we're trying to give you tips that you might not have thought of. Of course, there's many more than what we're thinking or we're going to be sharing. And please share, yours in the comments. We'd be happy to hear them, and it would be good for other people too. So tip number 1 that we have, though, is using healing treatments. So this can be like energy work, like Reiki, craniosacral therapy, body talk, any sort of energy work like that. I probably have more listed.
Pranic healing, past life regression,
yes.
Life between lives regressions.
Yes. For those of you that have followed our journey stories, our videos of our journey, I'm sure you remember me talking about past life regression and my life between lives regression that were profound to my healing experience. Highly, highly recommend past life regression and a life between lives if you want.
Not that the masculine does or doesn't do external healing treatments, but the masculine, just like asking for directions, we tend not to. We tend to just do these on our own. So this is more of a feminine approach, I would say.
Could be. But there are masculines that have certainly done past life regression. And there's people like you that have remembered past lives without actually doing a regression.
Yes.
So it doesn't even have to be that you physically go and see somebody to do a regression. You can just have flash memories come through that help you heal all sorts of different things. So just keep that in mind. Another tip is moving your body. Because we are made of energy, our energy gets stuck in our body. And so if you're working on emotional healing, if you move your body, sometimes what that does is it helps the energy shift and move out of your cells, move out of your muscles, move out of your lungs even. The deeper we breathe, sometimes we get that like up and out. So definitely, if you're feeling stressed, you're struggling, you're emotional, you just can't pull it together, sometimes just doing physical body movements like yoga or going for a walk, especially in nature, of course, because nature's so healing. We could do a whole nother video just on that. But massage, very important. What else do I have on there?
I could also throw in an extra comment or two. Sometimes energy can also get attached to your body chemistry. And when I'm going to say detox by throwing through a little bit of endorphins through exercise highs, a little bit of adrenaline too through constant movement. Maybe if it's even a little bit of competitive sports, usually not. But when you change your body chemistry, it also gives a chance for energies to change their nature as well. So yeah, it's stabilizing blood sugars through exercise as well. That's another very, very good one for those of you that are suffering, let's say, even something as simple as mood swings through energy crashing or too much energy, too much sugars in your system. That can really help as well. Now, also with releasing energies or working on energies, this goes back to my cycling and running days, which I still do a lot of, so I experience this constantly. I can go out for a run and I will zone out. I'll go into a meditative state because I don't want to concentrate on every foot strike during a run when I'm out there. I enjoy the journey, but sometimes I will zone out and end up doing a bit of a meditation while I'm running, and I'll miss a few blocks at a time. I still look both ways when I cross an intersection. Don't question it. I'm not completely that zoned out. But yeah, and I'll come back emotionally refreshed. Maybe a lot more physically exhausted, but emotionally refreshed because it's been a bit of a recharge and a bit of a nap mentally and energetically from releasing maybe toxic bits of the day that also had got me down. Bleeding off some of that bad energy.
Totally.
Just changing the energy.
Yeah. Dance is another really good one. I know a lot of people can heal through dancing. And even if you're not professional dancing, it doesn't have to be that at all. Just putting music on that kind of rejuvenates you and move your body through dance. Which brings us to the next one, which is all about music. Music is so healing.
Tip number 3, music.
Yes. So again, for those of you that have followed our journey and watched our journey stories, You have heard us talk about Dan Fogelberg. He was very instrumental, forgive the pun,
Yeah.
in my journey, especially of healing. I'll just point, I love to demonstrate, so we'll have little props. So this CD was very powerful in all of our years apart. When I was really missing Rob, there's a song on this CD called Missing You. And I would play it, and I would just cry and cry and cry. Because part of healing, of course, is feeling. You know, the saying, you have to feel it to heal it, right? So music is such a good trigger to get us emotional. It pulls out those emotional strings. So sometimes we need music that triggers us in a positive way to bring out happy emotions, just so we can like rejuvenate when we're down. But sometimes when we're down, we really need to be down, if that's fair to say, and just feel whatever's coming up. Another piece of music that really was healing for me, and we got our dog again. You're going to meet lots of our dog in this series because we're on our couch. So,
Yep.
Hi, Cookie.
She's all energized now. No music required.
Nope. So a CD when I was really going through tremendous amount of healing was Sarah McLachlan's Touch. This one has some really dark, sad, dreary kind of music in it that I still quite love personally, but was very, very powerful in my healing journey for years when I was in counseling. And that's just an example. I mean, you can find your own music, I'm sure, that triggers emotions. What else did I wanted to say? Oh, yes, anything that reminds you of your twin flame. Sometimes those songs will lift you up, right? Because they bring back happy memories. Sometimes you're going to think of songs that remind you of your twin flame that are going to, like, devastate you, like my Missing You song. You even have a song that you used to think of me.
Yeah. Train.
Yeah.
Drops of Jupiter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been a more recent one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that song's completely Angie.
So I just find music is so powerful in a healing journey in so many ways. Another one that I had on my list is any music that's got what's called binaural beats. I'm not going to get too much into that because, you know, we want to keep these short. But basically what it is two different beats, and they sort of hit the brain on both the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. So what it does is helps balance left and right side of the brain. What are we doing in this journey? Balancing ourselves. So balancing left and right hemispheres of the brain is certainly a part of that. So you can just, even on YouTube, just Google binaural beat music and you'll find lots out there. That's another one.
Music was very important to me. I've got...
Still is for you.
Well, it is. It is. And I've got a crazy stereo system. I love it. But it's right out of the 80s. It can barely function in today's society where you need to be connected. My phone can't talk to it because it doesn't know how to listen to my phone. But yes, music was something that I would play 2, 3, 4 hours a day to myself. I would work out to music. I would cook to music whenever I cooked. And I'd often just go to sleep to music. Put on a CD of my favorite artist and lay down, and eventually the CD would end, and when the CD ended, it would also knock me out. The noise would stop, and so would my day. It would come to an end, and I'd wake up the next day. Music's been very, very important to me.
Yes. Tip number 4 is writing. For those of you, again, that have watched our journey, we're probably going to reference our journey lots in this because we're sharing tips that we've done, obviously. A
lot of these tips come from our story.
Absolutely.
They're an expansion on the things that we just touched on.
Yeah. So a good way to process emotions and feelings is sometimes to write them out. A lot of people enjoy writing, whether it's writing in a journal, just writing a blog post. Some people it's poetry or even writing music. You know, it doesn't have to be a specific writing with a certain intention. It can just be you just write. Which brings me to another tip about writing is what's called automatic writing, where you just literally pick up a pen, have a piece of paper, and start writing. No thought, no nothing, just whatever comes out. Just let it flow. Okay, come on up. She's like hopping and hopping, like, don't you want to invite me up?
She got tired of my side of the couch.
What else do I have under writing? Yes, we talked about automatic writing. Non-dominant handwriting. Again, we've talked about this in our story. I was taught this many, many years ago in therapy to write with my non-dominant hand, which helps you connect with a different side of yourself, whether you want to call it right brain, or you can even call it your inner child. I've done a lot of inner child work healing through doing non-dominant handwriting. It's very powerful. Highly, highly recommend it. Sometimes it's hard to read because when you're writing with your non-dominant hand, you're like, what the hell is this? But amazing stuff comes through it.
Now, I don't do writing. I'll sit down in front of the computer once every month or two, and I'll have an inspiration where I'll type out pages and pages of stuff, usually twin flame related, and not everything I've typed out has ever made it to any of our posts, but it eventually would.
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably going to be for, if we ever get to it, it'll probably be more for ebook.
Yeah.
Because we're gathering up a book's worth of information. Just seems to be going that direction.
Yes.
But I've not ever tried the left-handed writing because I tend to like to be able to read what I write. It just wouldn't be a talent of mine. I'm connected very much to my dominant side. I can't say that my non-dominant hand would do me any justice, either speed-wise or comprehension-wise. But it would still be an attempt to connect.
Fair enough.
Maybe not for me. Don't know. Haven't tried it.
While we're still talking about writing, and just to go back to inner child work, of course, we didn't put that one. That could be another whole tip as well. But I am just going to add with inner child work, again, my little props here.
The teddy bear.
Some of you may have seen before. This teddy bear has been in my life since I was about 10 years old. And this has been my feel it to heal it teddy bear. Anytime I am emotional or just got something going on and I don't know how else to process it, I grab my teddy bear, I go sit in my Reiki room, I hold him just like this, and I cry on his poor head. So this poor teddy bear has had a lot of tears land on his head.
Very salty bear.
That's just a little extra tip.
So we're doing this video in an evening. And I come home after work, and I look at the top of the stairs, and there's the teddy bear. I'm going, oh, what's the bear all about? Well, what's happened now? Why do we need the bear? Oh, yes.
It's video night.
It's video night. Okay, good. Whew.
Yeah. All sorts of crazy things happen in this house. Last tip. Tip number 5. Water.
Water.
Oh my goodness, I can't say enough about the healing power of water.
Internal water. External water. Very important.
Of course, we're made up of, who knows? Like some people say it's 70%, some people say it's 75%. I don't know what the number is, how much water we're made up of. But you're more the technical dude.
I've heard as high as 90 if you break it all down by weight. Maybe even more.
We're made of a lot of water.
Tons of water.
So it makes sense why water would be so healing, because it's so much of our energy, our vibration, our chemistry. So water is healing in so many ways. The sound of it is very healing for a lot of people. I know it is for me. Sorry if I stop petting the dog. She looks at me like, hey, it's all about me, you know. So I find sitting by a stream, a river, even the ocean is just, so healing. To the point that I have my own fountain in our home. I have like an angel fountain that always has water running when we're home. Just because the sound is so rejuvenating to me. Drinking water, of course, is required for us to survive. But not only is it required, but we can add extra healing in it by putting energy in it. And that's one of the props I forgot. I've shown it in a previous video. I have like a string of words that I've typed out. And it says love, gratitude, love, gratitude, love, gratitude, all the way across. And what I used to do is like tape it or wind it around my water cup. Because water holds, it carries vibration. Of course, if you've ever read, I forgot his name, I want to say some Dr. Emoto, I believe it is, has done studies to prove that water carries vibration. And so what we put into it energetically, it holds that. So if we're going to put negative energy into water and then drink it, guess where that negative energy is going? If we put love and healing and wonderful energy into that water and then drink it, oh, so powerful. So, very good to drink as you infuse your water with love and energies.
We talk about energies flowing. Water is one of the more flowy things that we have. We got energy, we got air, we have water. Those are always in constant movement around us and within us.
Mhm.
The three of them together, well, okay, maybe there's also some heat energy from the sun and also from our own metabolisms. But if anything is stuck, the rest of them have troubles flowing too. Water is the basic of life. Everything requires water if it's going to live. And if we can keep our water moving, water flowing, that's a major building block.
Yeah. Another thing that I find very helpful with water is salt baths. We're just very active, busy people, though. So to have a regular salt bath is just not part of my regular life. Like we have a bath, maybe every couple of weeks to a month.
Yeah, usually
Even?
closer to about once a month when we average out the year.
Yeah.
When summertime hits, we just
Yeah,
we don't stop till the sun goes down, and that doesn't leave enough time for sleep, let alone a bath.
That's true.
But that goes back to the exercise and moving one, because we're just staying active. We're just yeah.
So what I found to be more effective for me is just using salt and soaking my feet in it, because at least I'm getting some, right? The healing salts and just soaking my feet in water is better than nothing. So I do that, and also when I shower, I have bath salts in the shower, and then I just pour some out of my hand, put some soap in them, and then use that to like wash my whole body. So just even washing with bath salts is very helpful. If you're not one that enjoys baths or not one like us that has a lot of time for a bath, that's another tip to use. And there was something else. Showering, yes, speaking of showering. Something, again, I learned very early on in my healing journey was just kind of using your imagination and your vision and imagining the shower dropping down on your head, and as it's doing so, it's cleansing not only your physical body but your emotional body, and it's taking off of it all of the old energy that you don't want, whether it's sadness, whether it's fear, whatever it is, right? Whatever emotion you just are ready to let go of. And then you can even imagine it going down the drain, so it's really getting cleared out of you. I find that so powerful.
I do that one a lot. If I've had a rough day, I can shower at night or I can shower in the morning. But if I've had a rough day, I really want to shower at night because I want to wash away that day's energy, have a good sleep, and start out the next day with a clean slate.
Yeah. In fact, just to kind of prove, I had just written a post today on Facebook about feeling, what's the word? Ascension flu, basically. Yesterday I was just achy, and even today it was so achy. So I came home. First thing I did when I came home from work today was had a shower, and I did exactly that. Just imagined all of that old achy energy just leaving my body. I feel so much better. Just from that, I feel way better. So all of those things really do make a difference. I mean, I could go on and on and on about water because it's so healing to my own journey. So that's our 5 tips. I think we kind of covered everything we wanted to about that. Do you have anything else to add?
Healing is sometimes not what you really think it is. Sometimes you have to look back over your shoulder to realize you've spent time and energy healing. I used to be a very rigid person, and that was a type of energy that I put around me because I had learned that rigidity was success. Do this, do the next thing, and your day, week, month would be successful. Over the years, I've learned, and this would be a learning / healing, that as opposed to just responding to my environment and controlling my environment by only allowing myself to do certain things, I couldn't grow in that environment. In order to grow, I actually had to learn differently, give lessons that I'd learned a chance to happen again, so maybe they could be a little different. And therefore, healing through lack of rigidity. I'm not near as rigid as what I used to be. Sometimes I can be. Sometimes it still serves me. But I've learned, I've healed that old must be rigid to be successful. And it's opened up so many new doors, including the opportunity for Angie and I to get together because she didn't fit into that old rigidity, but the old rigidity was my fault. It was protecting me back then, does not serve me now. That was a healing process, even though it had nothing to do with seeing anybody or doing anything deliberate.
Yeah. Which is absolute proof that our twins can heal very different from us. So just because we're doing all this conscious work and we're doing all of these things and our twin isn't, it doesn't mean they're not doing the work. They just have a different journey than us, and that's okay. That's all right. So our advice is just focus on you, do the work, and remember, because you are connected with your twin flame, what you do for you, you actually help them do as well. So as you're healing, so are they. Even if you don't see it, and even if they're not reflecting that back to you yet, it will come. It will come. So just wanted to remind you, we are going to be away next week. We usually do a video once a week, so there will be no video next week. We're sorry, but we will be back the week after with another video.
And for those of you picking up on this long after we've completed these videos, okay, we're going on a vacation. We get to do that once in a while too.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
You're funny. Something else I wanted to add, we don't normally ask people to share our videos, but I'm actually going to start asking in this series especially that you do share them if you feel the information is valuable. We are on this journey to help each other, and it has not been our calling to serve one-on-one with people. We just don't have the time nor the ability with working full-time to coach people one-on-one. So we're doing these videos to help people en masse. So please feel free to share if this benefits you, if you think it'll benefit somebody else. We're happy to have it shared and help other people, because that's what we're here to do. Not just us, all of us are here to help.
As a collective.
Absolutely, because that is what we're doing, is this journey to union is not just about union with our twin flame, like we said in the beginning. It's union as an entire collective. So it's time to start helping each other as a collective.
Okay.
So on that note, we love you guys, and we will be
Yes.
back with more in hopefully a very short amount of time. Bye.
Bye.